the Family Bloodline Podcast. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Why
Let's get
not,
it.
baby? The family bloodline.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Family Bloodline Podcast. I'm your girl Wanda.
I'm your girl Che.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tiara Phillips. These are my cousins and my aunt. I am a special education teacher.
I am Jatauan, or Jay. These are
Hey
my
Jay.
beautiful cousins. My brother is usually here. James is my little brother.
Might be
I am a licensed mental health therapist, and of course, I am a Libra, as I'm sure you guessed.
Oh. Okay.
So let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Jadawan, I want to ask you, have you dealt with like dementia in your? Because I'm dealing with a lot of family members and friends that are having members of their families that dealing with dementia right now.
Oh wow.
Have I dealt with it? Have I
Or
worked with
have you worked with,
a little bit?
people?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, especially right now at my day job. Yeah. I'm having to go back into it. I tried to stay away from it. Addictions is more my wheelhouse. But yeah, yes, I have, and I think it looks like mean old person, and believe it or not, it sneaks up. It starts in middle age, and I think people overlook it, especially in our community. Oh, they just crazy. So we got people in our family who I know a long time ago.
Let's get to it. Family bloodline.
And I'm not gonna mention no name. However, I'm starting to wonder now if it was, early onset of signs of dementia, early onset dementia, or different signs, because it's a gradual thing. Like I said, it can look mean at first or irritable.
Yeah.
But it is a criteria, an aspect of it. But yeah,
Repeat
sometimes.
themselves a lot too, right? Just repeating the same thing they told you a minute
Yeah.
ago, and you're
And,
like,
and imagine that, because a lot of times they're aware that it's happening. At the beginning, you are aware that it is happening. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of fear associated with it. And as a matter of fact, Alzheimer's is going to be the new cancer. I think they will find a cure for cancer eventually in our lifetime. I think Alzheimer's will be cancer.
And
Like I
them,
know that when I go into a room and I forget what I walked in there for, it scares the crap out of me. I'm like, oh my God.
Mhm.
and I'm seeing them too in the community more and more, dementia and Alzheimer's, and I didn't know. I've been trying to read up and see how they're different, but they're somewhat borderline right there together, to an extent.
God, it must be
Yeah,
hard because
yeah.
such a fine line between
Just
certain.
the thought of memory loss, and it's like I say, I'm not a professional to try to distinguish, but I've been trying to read up on it and see what's the difference. And
So dementia is not a disease. Alzheimer's is. Now I do know that, and it's Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
ALZHE.
It's
A lot of
named
people
after somebody, isn't
people
it?
think it's all timers or old timers. I be
Old
Oldie
cracking
timers.
timers.
up a
The oldie timers.
lot. Yeah, it's Alzheimer's.
All
Alzheimer's.
timers. Yeah.
Alzheimer.
I'm
it's
Yeah.
just
holler, girl.
It is a that is the
Alzheimer's.
disease. Dementia is under that umbrella, Dirt. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Dementia is not a disease. Alzheimer's is. Alzheimer's is a cause of dementia. The
Oh wow.
disease affects your brain, and dementia is a symptom.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the yeah.
okay.
we're
Yeah.
learning some stuff
I'm gonna have to
tonight.
go and I have to go do some research because I don't work with it every day. But I do
Man,
much.
like the brain is so complicated. And you're like, I know at one point I wanted to be like a psychiatrist. I wanted to be a child psychiatrist. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. I could sit there and talk to. I don't think I'd be able to hold on. Like, I wouldn't emotionally. I would
Mhm.
not be able to do that job.
A psychiatrist or a psychologist?
A psychiatrist,
That we should know the difference too,
psychologist.
y'all. Yeah, because I think a lot of folks
Oh
don't.
yeah, and let's talk about that too. The difference between
Yeah.
psychologists and psychiatrists.
Yeah. And I got so yeah, in sessions a lot. They say, well, I talked to I say, have you ever been in therapy before? But yeah, my psychiatrists are not therapists.
Right.
They'll try to be. You
Right.
said, and they are not therapist. No.
I'm one
A
of them.
psychologist. And if you want to be more specific, when it even come to okay. So psychologists, particularly a PsyD. Psychologist is broken into PhD and PsyD. PsyD is the master of therapy and assessment, psychological assessments. A PhD has been trained in research and teaching psychology. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't find some good PhDs, because you do. However, the PsyD is primarily trained to be the therapist. Like I am a master's level LMHC. So I would be like a PA, physician's assistant, and a psychologist is the MD. The MD, my version of the MD, is the next step up.
Okay.
And that's divided into two. A
Lord,
PhD and a PsyD. Yeah. And a psychiatrist, psychiatrist is an MD that has taken, I think it's 2 extra years of schooling and training to be able to diagnose. Doesn't mean of course they know about mental illness and stuff, but they are not the specialists. You know what I'm saying?
They write prescriptions?
They are the specialists and the experts at psychotropic medication. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Not an MD, by the way. Don't go to your regular MD for that. A lot of people go to their PCPs and stuff.
Right.
Please don't
go to psychiatrists.
No, she said, please don't.
Yeah. People be messing up.
I don't think I don't like my primary care. I don't think I'll ask her for nothing. I barely go in there if I got a headache. I'm like, girl, look, I need to find me somebody else, because you on your last leg yourself. Where's your primary care? She is just old, honey. I'll be like,
ooh.
Just be.
We hope she never see this video.
Elderly.
I mean, Tiara, not Tiara did not say that. That was LaWanda. It was not Tiara. Doctor, be watching this 6 months from now, like
she probably don't even know how to work the computer.
But now she said Tiara.
No, it was me. It was me. No, but it's cool. Yeah, like
How about you, Tiara? You got anything to add to that?
As far as what?
Just education related. I mean, just to see if you had anything to add to it, or
honestly, no.
Okay.
Keith pretty much hit that on the head.
I know. She done went way above our heads. Like, we gotta get back down to the normal stuff.
No, I grasped it. I hear you, but gee whiz, that's a lot. Like, they honestly don't pay y'all enough if y'all gotta go through, like, it's a lot. That is a lot to know.
And that's why I posed the question to Jatauan as opposed to Tiara. I posed the ADHD question to Tiara.
Oh yeah.
For the spectrum of, you know what I'm saying?
Every day. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is from that, don't go to your physician trying to do something.
Yep. Tell them Tiara.
Awesome.
That's funny. Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, I know, Tiara, this was a topic that you're really, really excited about coming on and covering. So why don't you give us a little insight into your mind, and what do you think about mental health and wellness related to the Black community?
So in 2018, Kyle's best friend committed suicide in November. In June of 2019, my uncle committed suicide.
Heavy.
Very, very, within 7 months of each other.
Right.
So that's what threw me to the forefront.
Yeah.
I started going to survivors of suicide groups because I was left with so much grief.
Yeah.
I was grieving by myself. And not to mention the death of my uncle, it hit different because he was like my dad. He was more than an uncle. My dad was in prison all my life.
Yeah.
So my uncle was there. So when that happened, it sent me on a spiral. I threw myself back into counseling. I started going to survivor of suicide groups. I did a mental health walk. I advocate on my social media about Black men and women going to get themselves some help, because it's not going to stop. These generational curses are not going to stop until somebody is brave enough to say, hey, I'm depressed,
Right.
and I need help. And that's okay.
Yeah. Why do
Like
you think
Wanda,
that
I was talking
is?
to Wanda earlier. She said, I only cried once today. Hey, it's okay if you cry 60 times.
Okay.
That's your business. And if that makes you feel better, do it.
Right. Don't apologize for.
So you better not cry in my household,
Oh
boy.
Lord.
Well, if you are a boy, like, okay, in our community,
See,
if
black
you're a
men.
boy and
That's
you're
what we deal with.
crying, it's an issue. It's a sign of being soft for whatever reason. I don't think it's soft.
That's
but
one thing.
why do y'all think that is? Jatauan, why do you think that is?
Why crying is friend. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say I think that both sexes, both genders are affected by that. That
Oh yeah.
horrible
That's
burden
when the black thing comes
that
in
we
too.
carry. Strong black woman. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start a
Exactly.
mental health group about that, because I would love to destroy the misnomer. I want to destroy that title.
Please do.
I think that is yes, Tierra. I think
Yeah,
that
we're
the
sick of it.
strong black. So I got to do this little it ain't even no big deal. Basically, I did some research with a group that we researched heart disease, and this was 2015. The number one, so black women are basically, we are the top contenders in heart disease.
Yeah.
Heart disease affects black women more than any other race and gender on the planet.
Yeah.
At least, well, let's take it back, in America. And so they learned that diet is only number 3 in terms of contributing factors to heart disease. Guess what number 1 is?
Stress.
Depression.
Depression.
So of course we carrying the flag, okay? Strong black women, which is no such. It is so harmful to us.
Yeah.
Not to deny ourselves of our
Humanity and our emotions, and
denying ourselves of humanity. Absolutely, we are not. We go through life without validation.
Yeah.
And what is worse with black women is we are invalidated even by our men, who should be our protectors, right? We are, our DNA genetically, they are built for us, and vice versa. Now, I am for whoever you love. Don't know, because I have been known to date a white man, and I might do it. I'm just saying.
Right.
Hey, do you, boo boo?
But hilarious. But I will say, I think, because even in terms of respect, we are just we are drugged through the mud. Even by, we are the only gender and race that there was an article written about in the magazine Psychology Today, saying that we were. They had scientific evidence proving that we were not attractive, or the least attractive gender.
Yeah, and the black man was the most attractive of the men.
Black
and the black
women,
woman is the least attractive.
Psychology Today.
Females, yeah.
They haven't done it to anybody else. And our men didn't come to our defense. We are the only race where our men do not protect us on the whole. Now, I think that it's getting better.
We can feel it out.
We see. I hope so, but
like on social media, on the platforms that I'm on social media, I see a lot. I see it coming a lot more. But I'm gonna say that some of that love for the black woman is coming from our Caucasian men.
Hello.
As well.
Don't sleep on them Asian men either. Holler at your
as
girl.
well.
If it's some Asian man that is over 5'10" and you weigh at least 190 pounds and are smart.
Now,
it's
like I be scrolling on that TikTok. Yeah, I be scrolling on the TikTok, and I'm just saying that love be coming from other men. But
yeah, Dirt, how do you feel even hearing that as a black man, hearing all these things that we had to say?
Well, y'all all know I done dealt with, what I'm saying, outside my race as well. So, what I'm saying, that's, I thought that was the norm. What I'm saying? A woman is, that's how I came up. A woman is a woman.
Right.
What I'm saying? That's how I view things. So race to me, even, my cousin, my sister, anybody dating outside their race, no issue to me, so race is not a thing to me, but as a male coming up, what I'm saying, like our perspective of coming up, well, I'm from the 80s, so it might be, it's different for the kids coming up in the 90s and the 2000s. Coming up in the 80s, it was a man was a man, you know what I'm saying? A man's man, you don't cry, you chunk it up, you're a provider, you know what I'm saying? There were certain things that you just live by. And yeah, it affected our mental state, because like y'all say, sometimes we wanted to cry, but in the, what I'm saying, in a room full of men, you gonna suck it up. You know what I'm saying? You never get to deal with it later on. You know what I'm saying? You done sucked it up, and then you suck up so much stuff over time that sooner or later you know what I'm saying? It's like people might say he crazy, but it was just a lack of not releasing that, you know what I'm saying, that negative energy that I wanted to release over time. That's how I feel about the Black
Do you
community.
find in your personal life when you're around your friends, do you hear them talking down about Black women? As far as beauty is concerned, or attractiveness is concerned, is
Well,
that something that you experience honestly?
No, I think it's about the circle, like, and my circle
I'm
consists
like,
of,
his circle is completely different because all of them got Black.
it's all married men, and it's all,
Yeah, his circle is a bit different.
and even my single, you know what I'm saying, even the single guys don't talk bad about, you know what I'm saying, Black women, because they come up from an era where everybody mingled with each other, you know what I'm saying? Where we was the first to like go to like Rockwood Summit, and that was like the first what they call it, DSEG program. These guys, the DSEG program is normal to them, you know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about the DSEG program.
Right.
Just mingling with different cultures is normal, so so that's my circle.
Can I say something? It's a few things. First of all, y'all, have you thought about how stigmatizing that term is, desegregation?
DSEG,
How
yeah.
stigmatizing.
But I'm
First
just
of all.
that's
Oh, no. I thought about it. No, I'm saying I was in the DSEG program. I was the first graduating class from Rockwood.
We were all in DSEG.
Yeah, so it's just the environment that we had to thrive in, and we were forced to thrive in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. But like now they don't call it the DSEG program anymore. It's called interdistrict.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think Lisa told me that. I think but
it's called something different.
Going back to what I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's what I was speaking on. The eras, it was different from the 80s, the 90s. That each era was different.
And I want to say this, Dirt. See how you were like, it's not a thing. Well, it's always been a thing. You know what I'm saying? Race, but as a male, even a Black male, as a male, you have had the privilege of not having to see that and acknowledge those nuances that Black women have to. That is a privilege that you have. So what you just spoke out of was privilege. You did not have to see it. You didn't have to feel that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. My aunties let me know when I was dating a white woman. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying you like, I don't see it. Color this because that is
I misunderstood then. I think
I'm saying it is a privilege to even have. Whereas Black women, remember I told you, look at the article that was written about us.
Date outside.
And even I mean, you all get mad at us. You know what I'm saying? Black men do, even though they do it. In the Navy, I witnessed that. I'm like, but you was with Becky and you mad, but it's
right.
But you are a male, so you still carry male privilege. You know what I'm saying? And so
Black male privilege too.
To go along with that, like even with me and Kyle, he biracial, but when people see him, they like, what is he? And I'm
I know they hate
you. What? Why do it even matter? First of all, that's number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, he is Black. But even if he wasn't, I don't have to prove nothing to you.
Okay, I don't have to answer your question.
Nor does he need to prove his Blackness and validate his Blackness for you.
Right.
He doesn't.
To be good enough or whatever, you're trying to get.
I was told I couldn't bring home a white boy.
I've been
by
told
a parent. I was told that.
I've been told
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that didn't stop who I dated, honestly. I'm just gonna put I did not date. I mean, no, but that I was like, oh, you better not, bring no white boy home. Okay, first of all, That's all that was out at the school I was
Right.
at. And those are the ones that went
Yeah.
scared of my bully cousin.
And that speaks
So
on the
I'm
generational
like,
thing too,
yeah,
like the dirt we're talking
LaWanda?
about,
the
that
black boys did
generational
not date me because
thing.
they was scared to eat, honey. They was not, yeah, the black boys were not feeling me.
I can't
They was
believe
Hey,
scared of me. Yeah.
nah, real talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And,
the black boys were not messing with me because of the people who I went to school with, because of my family that was there. Now the white boys didn't care because they had privilege. But
you probably got told that from a male in your household. I got told
I
this from a
was.
female. I don't want one of them white hussies running around her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And when they get to talking like that really intrigued me. Like, what? Let me, let me see
now you want to do it because
And
you
see,
don't do it.
I see what Dirk's saying about the generations are different because I was never told not to be a white boy home.
Oh
However,
yeah, no, that's
when I dated a white dude, it was like, oh, you dating a white dude?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at how black people were treated by white people. So why would your mom or grandma
and that was their
link up
excuse.
with these people who didn't
Yeah,
treat
that
them
was
right back in their generation? You
I
know,
mean,
so
yeah,
But
y'all.
He only look at you as a sex pot. He only look at you as the this and the
Mhm.
that. You don't mean nothing to him. You just a trophy. And that may have not have been true. I mean, but
and to want to
those
defend,
are things that are taught in our
yeah,
household.
right. They don't want us to mingle with these people, but yet, yeah, send us out there. So that's another
the
psychological thing
mingling
that
is
really
gonna
throw us
happen.
off.
Yeah,
Like, wait a
Man,
minute, you don't want me to be around my people, but you want me to be out here, but I can't mess with these people.
right.
So we were just
Like,
supposed to go there, go to school, sit on that long bus, that
Yeah,
long bus ride.
waking up at 5:30 in the morning as a fifth grader.
yeah.
Oh
Right.
my God.
See,
That's
these are
interesting.
stressors, external stressors that we have to deal with. Like look at Tierra was at 5 something. Meanwhile, these kids got up at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Tierra was on the bus, yeah.
Yeah,
And you know what? I want to say, y'all, I think about, okay, so I am probably in the middle because I'm 43. I'm saying I'm older than y'all, but younger than our parents.
right.
And so I think about like Indian culture. How often do you see them going outside their race? They may mingle and have friends of other races, etc., but they predominantly stick to their own when it comes to marriage. And so I think
Yeah.
that's probably more in keeping with what our parents' sentiments were. And remember, the education was better in those schools. So they
Yeah.
wanted us to get a better education so we could
Right.
stand on their backs and be better than,
Right.
do
And
better
then
than
come
they
back
were.
and marry a
Absolutely.
black man and then be
The whole
smart and
it's nuanced there. Yeah, I think, but I get what you're saying. It is nuanced. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that I think that if more Black people start speaking about going to counseling and going to therapy and being on medication, then it wouldn't be so taboo. And that's why I'm always like, anybody need a Black therapist in DFW? Let me know. I got one. Like,
yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say I need help.
Yeah.
Does your therapist take on new patients a lot?
She does it periodically, yeah. Yeah.
So did we talk about the perception like that comes with each class that's dumped into that? Because what I found is Black families on the higher middle class tier, they'll send their children to a therapist.
Right.
They'll have their children evaluated.
Because it do cost
But
money.
as
What about having themselves evaluated and therapized or whatever?
what?
What I mean, because you want to send your kids to be to have therapy. The parents need therapy too.
Well,
yeah.
what I'm saying is, generally speaking, those parents also believe in therapy and not just God. So as we go down the social economic ladder, therapy, psychology, these things begin to become a taboo again, and we are often afflicted with fighting with religion in order to get our people to see what the right thing to do is. Just because a child might be overactive, overzealous, doesn't want to sit down, they have a high rate of thought, they have a high rate of turnover with things that they're looking at from day to day, doesn't mean that they have a demon in them.
True.
A child might just be bored and need a little more interaction to do something. Give them something else to do. Don't pray for them. Don't take them in front of a damn church and embarrass the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Been there.
And I'm serious. And do the whole laying on hands and all this other bull crap that we tend to do in the Black community.
That's our culture right there.
Because we've decided.
Just pray about it.
Jesus paid it all, and Christ is the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He is the physician.
On the other hand, you also can't whoop it out of your kids.
You cannot.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can't beat mental illness out of you can't beat depression out of your kid. Like, you can't.
It's pretty sad. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, to think about that. Yeah.
We got some things to work out, in this Black community. We got a lot of things to work out in our community, definitely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the what are some of the, I guess, rewards and consequences for trying to beat that stuff out of your child? What happens?
Are there any rewards? I think.
Well, yeah. Okay. I can.
I'm like, we've all got spankings. We turned out pretty good.
On the abuser side, I guess they get.
But we don't know
the rewards. Yeah. What you said, Dirt? Yeah, because I can speak to that as far as fast question.
I was just saying on the abuser side, I guess they feeling out they getting they stress out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They working out whatever they didn't deal with. They stress all day and they taking it out now.
And it's generational. They're just doing us the way their parents did them to discipline them, and back.
It is. Yeah, because I think that even like in laws, sometimes it's if you spank is not considered abuse. But I think each individual parent's different. However, if you're gonna whoop your kid, I think like Dirt was saying, yeah, you need to take a step back. If you pop them on the butt every now, who is this about? Is this about my frustration,
right?
Or am I trying to correct the behavior? Because even then, it's really not correcting the behavior. It might shock the hell out of them. I'm gonna say that, but Joe, get off of that. You know what I'm saying? I did. I did. However, I will say this. To me, I think that, and I think a lot of us can are a testament to this. Now, of course, I never received a whooping, but other people who were whooped, I'm sure it could stop it. And if you think about it, it was about your parent being angry, and that's instant gratification. And that's what it's. So it's about the parent most of the time, and it is a way for them to relieve stress, frustration, and anger. And it's a learned behavior, like Jay was saying. It's passed down from generation to generation. And I would say slavery, but
just like church and praying,
Nigerians, it's cultural. Will beat the hell out of their kids too. So I don't know, but
hey, they probably learned it from the same people we learned it from. So
I don't know. What you said, Fat?
So I haven't seen it.
Me too. It's cultural.
I seen a little white kid get tore up so bad. I was like, damn, sis.
I didn't see
like,
white
calm
kids.
Down.
I see white kids get it.
So Jatauan, you think like the only benefit of whooping your kids would probably be
the only benefit of the parent
gratification that the parent may feel.
Yeah, I don't want to have this narrow-minded scope.
Right.
I don't want to say the only, but predominantly it is about the parent and the instant gratification that we receive. From
honestly, I don't see any benefit in whipping my kids.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to do this with my older three. I've only had to do it with Bubby once, and I was coming back from St. Louis, and then I realized that he was just tired, so I picked him up, and he fell asleep. I just wasn't understanding what he was saying. He was trying to communicate with me, and I wasn't listening because I was frustrated also. But I don't see any actual benefit in anything longer than an attention getter. Because what I think we fail to think is our kids are just little people. They just don't have the same communication skills.
We were talking about that
That's
earlier,
true.
that frontal lobe and the development and how some parents just don't understand. Like they're babies, they're not capable of thinking at that level. So you can't like beat them into their brain development. You know?
They understand. They understand. They understand.
I think they don't understand as much as I think sometimes we think they do.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think they're always just being hard-headed.
Yeah.
No, they're kids.
Like
I mean, sometimes, like you said, they're looking for attention.
they're
Sometimes
just expressing themselves in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying.
Or it might depend on the child. Sometimes they might be little assholes. I'm just look at Tiara. Tiara, the educator, she like, yeah.
I mean, some kids are. I mean,
that's what we need.
Like I feel like we're all
like
in the making. In the making. I'm just saying.
Like I honestly feel like we're all born with our personality. And some kids are just natural born buttholes. Like I have 2 brothers that are natural born buttholes. But I love them to death. I do. But they're just, I mean,
they just
they
made
are
my
who they
day.
are.
That's
They just made my
hilarious.
stage, everyone. Right on.
Anything else you guys want to talk about related to the Black community and mental health and wellness tonight?
I just think that sometimes we're hardwired to just be so strong. Going back to what he was saying about the strong Black woman, because growing up, like I only seen my mama cry maybe a handful of times, and every time I cried, it was always, "What you crying for?" And it's like I'm crying because I'm sad. Like I can't be sad. Like so, I never really got to fully express my emotions as a child because they were suppressed because I wasn't allowed to feel. So when I got older and I got in a real relationship, and I'm like, "Ooh, hugs feel awkward. Ooh, telling you I love you feels awkward. Like hugging me, cuddling me, that feels awkward."
Yeah.
And I had to realize, okay, it's not him, it's me.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with me, and I need to go figure out what that something is.
You just didn't have a lot of affection like that growing up.
Like my parents were not huggers.
Yeah,
they
my
didn't.
parents are. That might be a weird family thing that we all have. Like,
and even now,
not
like
necessarily affectionate.
I seen a 6th grade student. He was just bawling in the morning, walking down the hallway. Now he didn't walk past about 6 teachers. He gets to me, and I'm like, fix your face. What are you crying for? Stop crying. You'll be like, I'm hard on him. Then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute. This is exactly the stigma that I'm trying to break.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. What's wrong? Why are you crying?
Yeah.
It's okay to cry. Do you need a hug? Do you want to come sit in my classroom for a little minute and get yourself together? So I have to even consciously tell myself, okay, Tiara, you doing it.
Right.
Reverse it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's got to practice that.
That is hard though.
So it becomes natural.
Because the minute I see him crying, I'm like, hey, what you crying for? Fix your face. Don't be letting them see you cry. Blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, oh, wow, I'm doing that.
I'm doing exactly what
was done to me when I was a child.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what got done to us as Black male, but we never got that. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It's chunked up. You got your daddy or your whoever was telling you that you got their back as they walked away, but you gotta get your face straight before they walk away though. Yeah. Straighten your face up. What? All right.
Even Black parents apologizing. Like, why Black parents don't apologize?
I apologize to my daughter all the time. Absolutely.
Why is that so hard?
Different generation too.
Yep. Yep.
I think because when you know better, you do better. But my parents never apologized to me about anything.
No,
I apologize. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm sorry.
Because I'm wrong all the time.
Okay,
and what is it? You're teaching them how to be good humans.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We are teaching them how to be good humans. You know, whether it be in the classroom, because a lot of times, Tara, you know, you are the only healthy model they may have. You know,
I don't think I apologize, but I'll slide back up later on me like, hey man, you want to play some Mario Kart? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say
why not? See that? Yeah,
that's a man thing.
Yeah, I saw a meme on Facebook the other day. They was like, Black parents never apologize. They just be like, come on, so you can eat. Are you hungry? I'm like, you're right. Like I cannot, like my parents have never apologized to me about anything.
And what you're doing is you're taking away from their humanity, y'all. Because remember, to apologize, you definitely you are validating the other person's existence.
Yeah,
I have wronged you as a person, as a spirit, and I apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
They're our children, but they deserve respect. And damn it, I mess up.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
All the day, all the time, and it's teaching them how. Remember, we're teaching them
That it's okay
how to be good
to
humans
make a
and to
mistake.
acknowledge and take.
I'm loving this conversation.
You are mirroring accountability. This is how you are accountable, which is a sign of a man or a grown woman.
Right.
I am accountable.
Maturity.
I
Right.
apologize. I made a mistake,
Mm-hmm.
and that is okay. I'm human, and I'm still worthy of love.
I think that happens in the relationships too with adults, just that male female relationship, and the fact that men have been raised to not cry and to be this just hard stone face, and when they get with a women and we are a little more emotional, and then they come down on us because our emotions, and they don't get it, because they weren't taught that, so that creates a lot of tension within relationships too. So
or it could be the opposite way. The woman could be completely emotionally shut down.
Right.
Man could be,
as I call, emotionally constipated.
Yeah, and
because I've been her.
Because of that strong black woman syndrome, I can't feel.
Yeah, but Taraji P. Henson just did a thing on Facebook about breaking the curse of the strong black woman. Because hell, she like, we tired of being strong.
Okay.
It is not.
So I'm gonna have to tag y'all.
Sometimes I feel like I can't make no mistake.
Time out.
I'm like, I can't make a mistake. What?
Oh.
Because there's a difference between a strong black woman and a toxic black woman.
In a what?
A distinct difference. And the problem that I have with everybody saying that shit is, we ain't gotta always be strong, blah, blah, blah. I'm not disagreeing with that. But let's do the right thing first. Let's call out the bullshit where the bullshit is. First, let's separate these two things and understand that those are two completely different things. If you have a black woman who has always tried to build her children up, even with the dude that she ain't with, but she still tried to build that POS up, right? If she tried to do right by her community, that's a strong black woman. What a strong black woman isn't, is the woman that's going to watch that next black woman struggling and say, damn, I'm struggling too. I hope you get yours. Or, you know what? Yeah, you and my family, I got it, but I'm trying to get mine. Or, you know what? All y'all niggas is the same. All that bullshit. I'm so sick. There is a huge difference.
I think
huge difference.
And I think, thanks, Fat. Yeah, I think what we're talking, and like what Taraji P. Henson was saying. So what you're saying is, yes, strength in terms of resilience and dependability. But I think that when the title "Strong Black Woman Breeds Toxicity" because it teaches Black women that you must carry this burden that is too heavy a load to tow.
Exactly.
And they say nothing, because if you do, you are weak. Yeah. And a lot of people think that strong Black women, if you got an attitude or you jaded, that you're strong.
Right.
You're just a freaking asshole. You jaded.
Right.
Absolutely.
Miserable, and you an asshole. Right. It has nothing to do with maturity. You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah. And this is what
every time somebody says something to you, you gotta lash out and bite their damn head off.
You can't welcome newcomers into your you're a freaking asshole. Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
Call it what it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It all boils down. It sounds like we are all the same. The Black women got taught that y'all couldn't cry. Y'all had to stand strong, be independent, be this and that. The Black male got taught we couldn't cry. We gotta stand strong, chunk it up, you know what I'm saying? And be a man, be a man. That was all we
like
taught.
Brick walls, just the same people, just
sound like
resting bitch face.
Can't stand that shit either. Yeah. I'm never gonna tell my son that. I'm never gonna tell my son that.
Nephew.
Just be a man. No.
Right.
God damn it. Like, if I'm going to say it, I'm going to say just be a human.
Right.
Just be a human and understand that you being a human, being a male human, means that you also have feelings. You also have emotions. You also have all these other things that are involved.
Yep.
I'm not willing to teach my son all of these pent up aggressions that aren't needed, because he's got 3 sisters.
Yep.
You know, he's got 3 sisters. He's got to watch out for. So he can't just go around always being jaded. He gonna be a big dude anyway. So he's gonna be a target, right? And if he's frustrated one day in the face of a cop and tears roll down his face because of that frustration, because he's restraining himself, that doesn't mean that he's done the wrong thing and shown weakness.
Right.
By any stretch.
Yeah.
By any stretch. So as Black men, we have to move away from this fictitious event of the man. First off, because where's the fucking example?
Okay.
I'll wait.
Right.
I'll wait. And if we don't have one, the only thing that I can do is teach my son how to enjoy and how to be himself. The same as I'm trying to be within myself. And that's it.
Yeah.
That way I become an example to him, and then he becomes an example to somebody else sooner or later.
And that's why I'm kind of happy that I am teaching and I don't have kids yet, because I can work through these kinks with my students before I get to have kids. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
experiment.
Okay.
I can apologize to a classroom of kindergartens without feeling like I'm inferior, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's going to be an issue. I can tell a 1st grade little boy, hey, it's okay to be frustrated, and I understand you, but let me show you how to process it and deal with it. So I mean, this is a good conversation.
We're going to wrap this up, just giving some great references for people. I know, Tiara, you said you had a few references you want to read off, and but since we already have a family member, Jatauan,
Hello.
let's start with you. Let's start with the family reference first. Let the people know how to get in touch with you, cousin.
Oh, yes. I have. Yes, I do online therapy. Thank you. Yes. I am on a few panels or cash. JATAUANJ@gmail.com. Just hit me up and we can schedule a session.
Awesome. Go ahead, Tiara.
Okay, so my number 1 go-to that I give to everybody is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. You don't necessarily have to feel like that you are about to commit suicide to call this number. If you're experiencing any type of mental distress, call this number and they can help you. You can tell them, hey, I don't have insurance. Like Fat was saying about the different socioeconomic statuses. If you don't have insurance, you don't have money, they can find you programs that are either free or income-based. So that number is 1-800-273-8255. And that's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline number. The other reference that I would like to talk about is the National Alliance for Mental Health Illnesses. It's called NAMI for short. They also offer free counseling as well as free group sessions. Their phone number is 800-950-6264. So whether you're rich, poor, homeless, whatever the case may be, you can get yourself some help.
Awesome.
And thanks, for all of our military affiliated friends and family, you can always reach out to militaryonesource.com. Militaryonesource.com. They will get you screened in. You'll get some free sessions. They'll set you up in your area, and it'll be no cost to you.
Awesome.
If you're in Florida, thank you, James. Camaraderie Federation, free therapy, and go to your local VA. 211 and with United for several states, free mental health. They even have, in some states like Florida, they will dispatch a professional to you 24 hours a day for mental health emergencies.
Right. Great.
And
good references.
And
we're going to have all of that.
There are tons of apps too that you can download to your phone. Some of them charge you weekly, some of them charge you monthly. So if you don't have transportation, you can also contact a counselor or therapist virtually. So you don't necessarily have to get up and travel or go anywhere.
Right.
Now the apps aren't free, but there are several. Like one is Regain. That's the one I use personally. And it's amazing. So.
Oh, I'm a contract on Regain.
Really?
Yeah.
And we're going to have all this information available for you guys who are watching. We're going to put it in the description of the video. Also, should have a tag on the end of the video as well. So, well, you know what, guys? I had a great time talking to you guys today.
Thank you, guys.
So much fun. Thank you, Tiara. Thank you, Jatauan, for coming on to the Family Bloodline podcast, talking to us about mental health and wellness. Hopefully we can get back together and do this again.
I know we're gonna get the ladies back. We're gonna have us a ladies chat to discuss some of the stuff that we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
So
everybody but Fat. Can we do it? Everybody but Fat. Can we do a round of applause? This is our round of applause. There, round of applause. You gotta go around.
So thanks, y'all.
In a circle.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I hope everybody have a good night, a good day, whatever it is. Okay. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Everybody say bye.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Good night.
Good night. Somebody come take my dog out. This lady. Bye, y'all.